Spies. Last time we left off, we finished chapter 11, and now we only have chapter 12 and 13. Attack by fire. Sun Tzu said, there are 5 ways of attacking with fire. The first is to burn soldiers in the camp. The second is to burn stores. The third is to burn baggage trains. The fourth is to burn arsenals and magazines. The fifth is to dropping fire amongst the enemy. In order to carry out an attack, we must have means available. The material for raising fire should always be kept in readiness. There is a proper season for making attacks with fire and special days for starting conflagration. The proper season is when the weather is dry. The special days are those when the moon is in the constellations of the sieve, the wall, the wing, or the crossbar. For these 4 are the days of rising wind. In attacking with fire, one should be prepared to meet 5 possible developments. When the fire breaks outside the enemy's camp, respond at once with an attack from without. If there is an outbreak of fire but the enemy's soldiers remain quiet, bide your time and do not attack. When the force of the flames has reached its heights, follow it up with an attack if that is practical. If not, stay where you are. If it is possible to make an assault with fire from without, do not wait for it to break out within, but deliver your attack at a favorable moment. When you start a fire, be to windward of it. Do not attack from the leeward. A wind that rises in daytime lasts long, but a night breeze soon falls. In every army, the 5 developments connected with fire must be known. The movement of stars must be calculated, and the watch kept for the proper days. Hence, those who use fire as an aid to attack show intelligence. Those who use water as an aid to attack gain ascension of strength. By means of water, an enemy may be intercepted, but not robbed of all his belongings. Unhappy is the fate of one who tries to win his battles and succeed in his attacks without cultivating the spirit of enterprise, for the result is a waste of time and general stagnation. Hence the saying, the enlightened ruler lays his plans well ahead. The good general cultivates his resources. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own spleen. No general should fight a battle simply out of pique. If it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. Anger may in time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content, but a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Hence the enlightened ruler is heedful and the good general full of caution. This is the way to keep a country at peace and an army intact. That is the end of chapter 12. Chapter 13, the final chapter. The Use of Spies. The last Sun Tzu said, raising a host of 100,000 men and marching them great distances entails heavy loss on the people and a drain on the resources of the state. The daily expenditure will amount to 1,000 ounces of silver. There will be a commotion at home and abroad, and men will drop down exhausted on the highways. As many as 700,000 families will be impeded in their labor. Hostile armies may face each other for years, striving for the victory which is decided in a single day. This being so, to remain in ignorance of the enemy's condition simply because one grudges the outlay of hundreds of ounces of silver in honors and annulments is the height of humanity. One who acts thus is no leader of men, no present help to a sovereign, no master of victory. Thus, what enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer, and achieves things beyond the reach of ordinary men, is for knowledge. Now, this foreknowledge cannot be elicited from spirits. It cannot be obtained inductively from experience, nor by any deductive calculation. Knowledge of the enemy's dispositions can only be obtained from other men. Hence, the use of spies, of whom there are 5 classes: local spies, inward spies, converted spies, doomed spies, surviving spies. When these 5 kinds of spies are all at work, none can discover the secret system. This is called the divine manipulation of the threads. It is the sovereign's most precious faculty. Having local spies means employing the services of inhabitants of a district. Having inward spies means making use of officials of the enemy. Having converted spies means getting a hold of the enemy spies and using them for your own purposes. Having doomed spies use doing certain things openly for purposes of deception and allowing your spies to know to them and report them to the enemy. Surviving spies, finally, are those who bring back news from the enemy's camp. Hence, it is that with none in the whole army are more intimate relations to be maintained than with spies. None should be more liberally rewarded, and no other business should greater secrecy be preserved. Spies cannot be usefully employed without a certain intuitive sagacity. They cannot be properly managed without benevolence and straightforwardness. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports. Be subtle, and use your spies for every kind of business. If a secret piece of news is divulged by a spy before the time is ripe, it must be put to death together with the men to whom the secret was told. Whether the object be to crush an army, to storm a city, or to assassinate an individual, it is always necessary to begin by finding out the names of the attendants, the aides de camp, the doorkeepers, and the sentries of the general in command. Our spies must be commissioned to ascertain these. The enemy spies who have come to spy on us must be sought out, tempted with bribes, led away, and comfortably housed. Thus they will become converted spies and available for our service. It is through the information brought by the converted spy that we are able to acquire and employ local and inward spies. It is owing to his information again that we could cause the doomed spy to carry false tidings to the enemy. Lastly, it is by his information that the surviving spy can be used on appointing occasions. This is our final page. 3 more points to be made. The end and aim of spying in all its 5 varieties is knowledge of the enemy, and this knowledge can only be derived in the first instance from the converted spy. Hence it is essential that the converted spy be treated with the rise of Zhao dynasty was due to Liu Ya, who had served under Yin. Jesus. Hence, it is only the enlightened ruler and the wise general who will use the highest intelligence of the army for purposes of spying, and thereby they achieve the great results. Spies are the most important element in warfare because on them depends an army's ability to move. And like that, we are done with the book. The last pages are some idiot saying what businesses can gain from reading Art of War. No one cares about that. That was it. The Art of War. We finally finished it after all this time. We will now use the knowledge we have acquired to take over the ASMR industry on YouTube. We will begin to strike soon. Be ready. Soon. And then after we take over all of the ASMRs, we will move on to the world. We will conquer everything, and then everyone will have to whisper to each other and tap on things. That is our goal. It is time for world domination. I will see you next time. I love you enough to read you Sun Tzu Art of War and take over the world for you. Bye bye.